Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video, it is time for a new seasonal rack and we are jumping into summer. So as always, this is our seasonal collaborations, so make sure to check out the list down below for all of the other participants and their videos. In today's video, I decided to break it down into just what I'm going to have on my summer rack for OPI. I should show you a sneak peek of the totes that I'm dealing with. Yes, totes of summer nail polish that I'm trying to whittle down, and I was having a hard time doing that by the deadline, so I decided to do a mini showcase in rainbow order of the OPIs that I'm going to have on my summer rack, and quite a few of these actually made it from the new summer OPI collection as well, which I was kind of surprised by. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first polish is the one and only sheer polish that I have from OPI on my summer rack, and this one is called Let's Celebrate. This one, as you can see by the custom little cap cover, came from the Hello Kitty collection, or one of the Hello Kitty collections, and this one is a sheer pink jelly, I mean very sheer, and it is loaded with these iridescent glitters as well as fuchsia metallic glitters. So I thought this would be a fun one to add to my summer rack. I think it'd look good over, of course, all the shades of pink that I'm going to have on my summer rack, but I think it would look nice over a few other shades as well, maybe some blues and purples. So here is Let's Celebrate in 2 coats. As you can see, it's definitely not going to build up on its own even in 3 or maybe 4 coats, because it does have that completely sheer base, but look at all those twinkles. You get so many sparkles from the iridescent glitters and the metallic glitters. I think it's a really pretty combination. I think I may even have the purple glitter, but this one seemed a bit more summer appropriate to me, so this is the one that I chose. So that first one was Let's Celebrate. The second OPI is an older one. This one came to me through a mystery box that I got of a bunch of OPI, and this one is called Koala Bear E, and this one is one of the darker shades of pink, but as I was scrolling through my nail polish app to look at the different colors that I had, this one's swatches caught my attention as a really nice darker shade of pink for summer. And here it is in 2 coats. This one is just a cream formula. There's no shimmers or sparkles or glitters in it, but look how nice that looks. On camera, I feel like it's coming off almost red leaning, but it's definitely a deep fuchsia. So it's a very nice shade. Maybe not as bright or in your face as some of the other pinks that I'm going to have, and I do have a lot more pinks on my summer rack, but yeah, thought this one would be a nice change of pace for a darker shade. So that one was Koala Bear E. Next up, we have another slightly darker shade of pink, and this one is called Far East Fuchsia, and this one is a hair lighter, maybe actually a couple shades lighter than Koala Bear E Pink, and this one does have some shimmer to it. So as you can see, it's got that purple shimmer in it. And here it is in 2 coats. This one is, I think, mostly coming up color accurate, at least on my screen, maybe a touch redder than I feel like it is in person, but you can see that little bit of a purple flash there on the nail. So I do feel like oftentimes with mainstream polishes, especially older ones, you don't really get as big a payoff of that shimmer on the nail, but this one is really pretty. I like that it adds a little bit of a glow to the nail that you wouldn't get otherwise. So that one was Far East Fuchsia. Next up, we're getting into our lighter pinks, and this one is called La Positively Hot, and this is the reason why I have odd nails today. I had a heck of a time trying to open this bottle. It had spilled out here. This is, I think, another one that I got through that mystery box of OPIs, and through the soaking off and using acetone to clean off the neck of the bottle and the interior of the cap, I completely demolished my nails on this hand, so I had to redo them. And then as I was doing that, even with a glove, the acetone ate through this nail, so I had to redo that one as well. Anyways, this one is now all cleaned up and ready to use. This one is kind of a bubblegum Barbie pink, and it has a pink shimmer in there as well. In fact, on camera, I think it's coming off a bit fuchsia-y in there. There might even be a bit of purple. And here is that one in 2 coats. As you can see on camera, it's a lighter shade than the other 2 previous polishes, and by comparison has less of that red tones that are really picking up on camera with those 2. This one is that beautiful Barbie shade of pink, a little bit lighter than I feel like I'm showing on my camera currently, but another beautiful shade. This one as well with that shimmer isn't super prominent on the nail, but I do like that it does add a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of a glow there on the nail. So that one was La Positively Hot. And next up is the first of quite a few of those new summer polishes that made it to my OPI summer rack, and this one is I Quit My Day Job. This is the lighter of the 2 pinks that came in that collection, and I liked this tone of pink, and even though I was sort of giving them a hard time about a lot of these colors in the summer collection as not really being super unique, they were unique at least to my OPI collection, at least most of them. This one I will say did have a pretty close, not quite dupe, but pretty close comp in the Xbox collection that I got recently as well, which was Racing for Pinks. I would say that's pretty close, but that's the closest in my collection. And I think once they were swatched, they did turn out to be about a shade or 2 slightly different than each other. But in any case, this is the one that I chose for my OPI summer rack, and I love this slightly like bleached neon pink shade. And here it is in 2 coats. This is a new to me color. In general, these lighter bright pinks definitely have only started to grow on me like this month. No joke, this month. I got a collection from LA Colors that had a ton of pinks, and then of course the new collection from OPI, and the previous collection of OPI from the Xbox collection that also had that shade of pink. And I actually have worn one of the shades of pink very close to this that I got from the LA Colors collection, and I adored it on. I don't know why it took me so long to actually wear a shade like this, but I loved it, so I'm happy to try this one this summer. So that one was I Quit My Day Job. Now we're moving into our corals. This one is Susie Is My Avatar, and this is one from the Xbox collection. It was sort of a toss between this one and the peach that came out in the new summer collection, but I decided to go with this one because I liked the slightly lighter tone to it. The one that came out in the summer collection was Flex on the Beach, and as you can see, it has more of an orange tone to it, whereas Susie Is My Avatar is a bit more on the true coral side. And here it is in 2 coats. Yeah, I just love this type of a shade for summer. I actually like it for late spring as well. This color I do prefer in a cream formula, so I'm glad that this one is a nice 2-coater. Maybe longer nails might need a 3rd coat for this one. This is one of those creams from OPI, I say creams, that's a bit on the squishy side. It's not quite acrylic. I don't know. There's a formula that they've been coming out with lately that kind of is not really acrylic, but not really a cream. It's like one step in between the two, and I don't know if that's a thing or not. But in any case, this is a lovely shade for summer, and I can't wait to try that with a couple of the toppers that I have in my summer rack as well. So that one was Susie Is My Avatar. Next up is a darker shade of this kind of a mix between a salmon and a coral, and this one is Shoot Out at the OK Coral, and this is another one of their shimmer polishes. So you have this deeper tone of a coral color and then a beautiful pink shimmer. And here is that one in 2 coats. As you can see, it is a lot darker than Susie Is My Avatar, and it has that beautiful pink pop to it, which actually shows up pretty nicely. It's still not as prominent as you would get from an indie, of course, but I love how it looks on the nail. You get that additional glow from that shimmer. So that one was Shoot Out at the OK Coral. Next up is another one from the new summer collection, and I kind of surprised myself by adding this because I am challenging myself to wear yellows this summer, and this one is Sunscreening My Calls. This one is going to be unique to my collection in general because I'm not the biggest yellow fan. Yellow is another one of those shades of colors that I definitely don't love, but I'm trying to challenge myself to see how I like certain shades on, and I do like that this is a slightly different formulation than a standard cream. It is a pearl finish, and I like that it's also a softer tone of yellow, not a very bright in your face neon yellow. So here's that one in 2 coats. You can see that pearl finish on there quite nicely. Now I will say that after I top coated this, I was not as concerned about the streaks in this one as I had been when I did the initial swatches, so I'm very glad to say that at least a top coat sort of evens those out. So I'll have to see if I do end up putting these yellows to use this summer, but I'm hoping to at least try them. So that one was sunscreening my calls. Now we're getting into our greens, and this one is also from the new OPI collection for summer. This is Summer Monday through Fridays, and this is a yellow leaning green in a cream formula. Here it is in 2 coats. This is going to be another new to me wear for this summer as far as this type of green. I want to say I've had a yellow leaning green on a few of my other summer racks before, but I don't know that I've ever actually gotten them on my nails, so I'm curious to give this one a try. It looks like it's going to be a really fun shade to try. It's somewhat of that bleached neon green, that yellow leaning green. So that one was Summer Monday through Fridays. Next up is our turquoise, and this is also from the new summer collection from OPI. This is I'm Yacht Leaving, and this was one of my favorites from the collection. It is a really beautiful green leaning turquoise. On camera, I still feel like it's pulling a bit bluer than it is in person. I feel is trying to mimic that beautiful blue green that you get in a Tiffany box color, but in person it's definitely more of a green lean. Still a gorgeous color though, just wanted to notate that difference. And here it is in 2 coats. This is a really lovely shade. This is one of my favorite shades of a green. And again, I feel like on camera, my camera's trying to make this into that beautiful Tiffany box blue. It is definitely greener. So that one was I'm Yacht Leaving. Next up is one of the older polishes from my collection, and I thought it'd be fun to pull this one out in summer. This one is Tiffany Case, and this is one of their textured polishes. So this is a really fun icy blue that I thought would be really nice for summer. It's also a completely different texture than any of the other polishes from my OPI collection for summer. And this one has a mix of these metallic light blue glitters and then other particles that are making up that brighter shade of blue, that brighter icy shade of blue, and I actually can't tell if it's more glitters or if it's a shimmer or what makes up the rest of this polish. Here it is in 2 coats. Now this is after a glossy top coat, so like I mentioned, this one is one of their textured polishes, and even after a single coat of a normal top coat, this is still going to be textured, so I might fiddle around with seeing how this looks with a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat, or see if I like it with the texture that it naturally dries to. But see how beautiful that one is for summer, such a nice shade of blue. So that one was Tiffany Case, and then the rest are all from the summer collection. Spoiler! The next one is one of my favorites from that collection. This one was Charge It to Their Room. This is a beautiful periwinkle. I will take all of the periwinkles, please. I absolutely love this shade family, and this is a really nice version of it from OPI in a cream formula. This is one that I feel like on camera keeps wanting to pull bluer as well. This definitely has that periwinkle purple lean to it. Here it is in 2 coats. And yeah, I feel like on camera it's almost trying to be a Pacific Blue from Sally Hansen, and it is definitely not. It is definitely a periwinkle. It's got a lot more purple than the Sally Hansen, but a really nice shade. I really wish my camera would get that color right, but it is a lovely shade. So that one was Charge It to Their Room. And actually, here we go. Let's see. I do have Sally Hansen's Pacific Blue on my summer rack. So here it is next to the periwinkle shade that we just looked at. Hopefully that can help my camera color correct that to the more periwinkle shade, but there they are side by side. Next up is called Skate to the Party. This is a beautiful lavender cream. Here it is in 2 coats. Definitely lighter and softer than a lot of the neons and the brighter shades for summer, but considering that neons are still pretty new to me, brights in general are sort of new to my taste from the last couple of summers, let's say. So I like having these softer tones to give myself a break from the super vibrant, very saturated colors. And of course, as a purple fan, I love every shade of purple, and this is a really nice lavender color. So that one was Skate to the Party. And then the last polish that I have in my OPI rack for summer is this one called Bikini Boardroom, and this is also from the new summer collection from OPI. This is another one in their pearl finish. As you can see there, you've got that pearl gleam in this one. Here it is in 2 coats. Look at that gleam. This is one of the instances where I actually do really like how the pearl finish looks in this color. I love the sheen and gleam that it gives it, and I think it's really complementary to this lighter shade of purple. So that last one for part 1 of my seasonal rack is Bikini Boardroom. So there we have it. That was all of the OPI that I have on my summer rack. Make sure to check out the list down below for all of the other participants and their channels, and make sure to subscribe so you can see all of the other colors that I'm going to have on my summer seasonal rack. There's a lot more to come. I have a very big tote of indie polishes as well as a smaller tote of all of my other mainstream brands, so my Zoya's, Sally Hansen's, Essie's, and all of that. So stay tuned for those. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish, and I will see you in that next one.